Sitting at a computer causes our shoulders to internally rotate and move forward. All the time we spend in the seated position can adversely affect our posture when we stand up. The push-up can be used as a corrective exercise to help undo this dysfunctional movement pattern. The push-up is a loaded mobility drill. Basically, we're going to take our hands from this position near our shoulders, extend them, and bring them back. Therefore, if I don't have this range of motion and this movement skill, then I shouldn't put a load on it. Putting a load on a poor movement skill will further ingrain that poor movement skill, and it will put you at risk of injury. Therefore, if I don't have the ability to do this in a pain-free manner, I shouldn't progress to the push-up. First, assume a good plank position. Shoulders are back and down, glutes are contracted and the tailbone tucked under. And what I'm going to do is pull myself down to the floor and come back up. The key to this is I want to make sure that the spine is stabilized by contracting all of the core, contracting the glutes, aligning the pelvis neutrally, and pulling the shoulder back and down, because that's going to protect the complex and somewhat fragile shoulder joint while we're doing the push-up. It is this movement with a load. Now, if you cannot do a single push-up, then we need to scale the exercise. I'm not a big fan of doing push-ups on your knees because that tends to reduce the requirement for core or spinal stabilization. I prefer that we change the angle of the spine to reduce the load. Here is an example of how you would change the angle of the spine during a push-up. And of course you can raise that higher or lower, use a chair or whatever you need so that you have an amount of force that you can tolerate and use to get better. Next time we're going to work on some ways to increase the load and get more core stabilization and more shoulder stabilization out of the push-up. Enjoy.